Well, I was wrong. Or at the very least, I changed my mind if that's a different way, slightly different meaning behind it. I'm Andrew. This is Douglas Moon Fragrance, a channel where I try to give my most honest opinions as a regular guy who's not like a professional or anything like that. I'm not loaded, filthy rich, so I can just go throw my money away willy-nilly. These are opinions about fragrances because I'm very passionate about fragrances, and I'm trying to just help other normal people out there hear like a non-sponsored and as honest as possible review, because some channels seem to be a little bit more on the trying to sell you something side. So no shade on anybody in particular, I'm not going to do that. But regardless, I changed my mind about something that in my most recent video, I talked about how Sauvage by Dior's Elixir was my absolute favorite of the Dior line. Technically, it still is, but in that video, and maybe if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put it up here somewhere. And you should still go check it out if you're willing to. In that video, I talked a little bit or threw some shade on the Eau de Parfum and the Parfum. I did that because these obviously are completely different fragrances. If you had the chance to smell Sauvage by Dior and you got to smell the Eau de Toilette all the way through to the Elixir, you'll definitely know they're not the same at all. That happens typically in a perfume line, going from the different versions of that thing, even under the same name. But this one's drastically different. The notes are just not anywhere close to the rest of the line. And this is the one that a lot of people talk about as like super beast mode and all that stuff. Again, in my other video, I talked about why I love this one so much. But I said that the differences with that and what I've got here today, the Eau de Parfum, I said that I didn't like them. Now again, the Parfum, I still don't. It has, I think it's the sandalwood in it, but it has an extremely baby powdery, or just barbasol, as my wife puts it, type of like shaving cream type of smell that sticks with it even during the dry down, and it's especially during the opening. And it just, no matter what, I don't like it. But does that mean you shouldn't like it? No. But I will say before I get too much further into this, if you're still even watching, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'm going to get to this. But I want to say that no matter who you see online, no matter what their opinions are, please, blind buying can be fun, but be responsible with your money. In today's age, things are tough. It's always been the case that unless we're rich, like you were born with a silver spoon, or you worked really hard and earned it, we're all trying to do our best to get by. And you know, spending money makes you feel good, especially on things that you find as a hobby or that you love, like for me with fragrances and such. But if you are being irresponsible with your money, I just want to go ahead and say, not to be too preachy, but please think a little bit before you spend things like this, because these are not cheap. And so if it's cheaper fragrances, sure, blind buying can be okay. Sometimes you might get lucky, but even still, don't waste your money. If you have the ability to go smell something in a department store, please, by all means, for the love of God, go do it. So I don't want you, because this is like $250, and this bad boy right here, for even the small bottles, like still well over $100. But as you can see, I committed to rebuying a much larger bottle of this because it turns out, like I said, now I'm going to get to the main points, I was wrong. If you've had a chance to smell these, this one right here, the Elixir, definitely super, super powerful. Not offensive in any way, shape, or form unless you just don't like this type of smell. But this is very much cardamom, cinnamony type of forward, very sweet, almost desserty type of smell. It has the supposed grapefruit and lavender undertones there, but it is very much a sweet, sugary type of scent that you've got going on here compared to this, which is very grapefruit forward. Grapefruit and lavender is like the top notes that I would say on this bad boy. But yet, I did not like it at first because I kind of, when comparing it after I smelled this one and fell in love with it, this was the first Sauvage that I actually really got a hold of and actually wore and tried out. I went crazy for this one, and in comparison, just hoping and expecting something similar but a little bit lighter, I didn't like it. And the Parfum, like I said, way too heavy on the powdery kind of barbasol shaving cream kind of smell, and probably from the lavender blending with the sandalwood. But this one, missing out on that more heavier notes, has much more of a beautiful, creamy vanilla lavender grapefruit vibe. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is that at the end of the day, I didn't think I liked this. I tried it a few times, but I just want to say that sometimes you got to be in the right mood, and you got to know what you need to be expecting before you really give something a shot. These two bad boys right here, if you were really trying to compare them, they're not at all the same. They might both wear the Sauvage by Dior name, but they are completely different things for completely different moods and situations. So if you go to the department store, I would say give it a few different times and go spray these on your hand, on your neck, wherever, and just wear them around and come back a few times before you actually make the commitment to buy them. And sometimes you might not like something right away. Like I said in another video about the Eros Flame by Versace. I hated it at first, My wife loved it, and then I actually gave it some time on the dry down and wore it a few times. And I'm not telling you should just try to force yourself to like or give too many things too many chances. But sometimes you might not like something because you're just not in the right mood, or a number of factors. But you give it a shot another time and you end up loving it. I tried that with the Parfum, like I said. I tried to give it some more of a chance because I have a friend who absolutely loves it. And just after 5 or 6 wears of giving it a chance, I don't like it. It's not for me, and neither does my wife in any situation. But this one, turns out, we do love it. So I got to say that now I actually would say these are equal for me. And again, if you're trying to compare them, it's just no point in really doing that in the sense of like, are they the same? How much the same are they? They're not the same at all. And I don't think that for anybody out there can just say for every single person, this is the best Sauvage, nor could you do that about most fragrances. These things are subjective, no matter how professional or not someone is when they're talking about these things. So when we watch these videos, like I like to do as well, I like to see from somebody being as honest as they can be what they're getting out of it, what the notes, what the longevity and all that stuff is with these fragrances. And it helps to hear someone's thoughts, but you still got to go try something yourself to see if you like it, because you just might not. Something could be extremely popular, you get it and you hate it. But I do highly recommend these if you've got the money and you want to spare it. Again, like $240, $230 for this 3.4 ounce of the elixir. It's more expensive. It definitely does last a very long time. It is super powerful, but it is not in any way, shape, or form offensive. Again, unless you just don't like the sweet, more sugary type of smells. But it is beautiful. It's one of my wife's most favorite scents that I have. I try not to wear it a lot because I don't want to waste it, but it also doesn't take many sprays. Like I do 4 sprays myself that a lot of people recommend too, but I want to smell it a lot because I work 10-hour shifts. But everybody that I work with and everybody around me absolutely actually enjoys this, and I've gotten compliments on it, which in the real world for most of us is kind of rare that somebody goes out of their way to tell you smell nice. This one, on the other hand, like I said, very grapefruit and lavender forward. It's also pretty beautiful, and ironically, the 2 Sauvages I got here are 2 of the only scents that I've ever gotten like repeated in one day compliments from random places up to and including my job and out in the public, like at the mall or restaurants and stuff like that. So if you got the money, like I said, and you had the chance, I would say, first of all, go out and check these out. Try not to blind buy if you don't have to. Go smell them. Give them a couple shots. But definitely these 2 bad boys, I highly recommend them. Again, don't try to compare them too much because they're not at all the same. But different type of moods, perfect for the winter, perfect for the fall. You can wear it anytime you want to, though. I certainly do. It's summertime right now, and I've been wearing it like crazy. This bad boy right here, much more, and you hear my cat maybe, much more late summer, probably fall as well, but it just depends on your mood. But you can really, springtime, you can wear these anytime you want to. So, again, sweet cardamom, cinnamon with a little lavender undertone, something along those lines, kind of woodsy. This one definitely more strong grapefruit, vanilla, lavender type of scent. That's what I'm picking up on it. They both last very long. They're both not offensive whatsoever. And even though people call them generic scents, I've not smelled either one of these on anybody. And I live in a pretty big city. And I've traveled to many big cities, and I've also been to Europe. And I'm not bragging at all. I'm just being honest. I haven't smelled these fragrances on anyone that I've passed by, but I'm not saying that a lot of people don't have them in the fragrance world. So give them a shot if you'd like to. I highly recommend them, but only if you can. I would say purchase responsibly. But are they worth it? Certainly. They're not like the most expensive things ever. They're not like Creed Adventus. So, and you can get the smaller bottles. This one comes like a 1.7 or something like that. This one comes obviously in like tinier bottles, but I loved it so much I was like, you know what? I'm going to stock up while I got the chance. Discounters as well. I get my stuff off of FragranceNet. I've never had any issues. I have a pretty good collection, and I get these things for much cheaper than they're valued at, like in the store. So, not saying these companies don't deserve any money at all, but you know, some of us are on a budget out here. But again, I'm Andrew from Douglas Moon Fragrance. I try to tell you my honest thoughts as best as I can, and like I said, I give these a stamp of approval. I say that they're worth it. Neither one's better than the other for me at this point, although the Parfum, still just too much shaving cream baby powder. I don't like it, but maybe you will. All of the line, as far as I know, has good longevity. I haven't talked about the EDT, but it's not for me either. A friend of mine at work has it. It does smell really nice, but it's very sharp, very extra fresh, almost like body shower wash, something like that. And it's just not quite my style, but it is nice. You go, if you can, go smell the line, go check out which one's for you. But I highly recommend these bad boys. I can't pick one of these over the other, but these are definitely my favorites of the line, and they're some of my favorite men's colognes and perfumes out of any line that I've smelled, and I've smelled as many as I can get my hands on. They hate me at Sephora every chance I go, if you know what I mean. So spraying it stuff like Febreze in a stinky house. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you've watched this video so far, please, if you want more just honest, unedited videos, and hopefully I don't bore you to death, subscribe, like, leave me a comment. I would love to start a community out here where we support each other and be as positive as we can, because the world's lacking a lot of that. So sorry for going off topic here whenever I do, but I'm not getting paid. Maybe one day I will. Either way, I'm just doing this because I love fragrances very much. They mean a lot to me. Fragrances is one of the most amazing ways that we as humans, as far as scent goes, can make memories, have memories stored, take us back to another place in time, and just cause us to have wonderful feelings and thoughts and emotions. And there's something very special to me ever since I was a child. And I just want to say that if you're going through anything right now, we don't know each other, but I send nothing but love your way. I believe that you were not meant to suffer. And if you take a moment to get the chance, just reflect on yourself, make some decisions that can maybe make your life a better step at a time, because every day is another opportunity. And if you're still here, your story is not done yet. So again, I send loads of love to you, and I hope that you find hope in this world. So see you guys later next time, and appreciate you for watching. Again, Andrew from Douglas Moon Fragrance, and loads of love, and God bless, and thank you.